Yeah, we're obviously going to be discussing Haaland, Mbappe and Harry Kane. Really, it's been a talking point over the last months or so, Craig, and you wanted to have a chat about it as well, and because we feel like there's potential of these three players. One, with Haaland and Mbappe dominating right for the next 10 years. Harry Kane, who's at the top of his game right now.
Yep.
So we wanted to discuss how good they are and if they're the best in the world right now and who is the best and where their futures potentially lie. Now, we've all come up with a fair argument on who we think is best. And the one name that we haven't mentioned is obviously Lewandowski. I'm going to get that out of the way now because for me, he's the complete forward at the minute. The reason we're not really talking about him is because we can't see him leaving Bayern Munich, right? So it's more of a discussion on these three who are the future potentially with and big money moves. Now, for you, Harry Kane, who is like the Spurs legend.
Yeah.
I mean, you just said to me that you actually want him to leave.
Off air, yeah, I said that. Thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, look, for him, if I take my, selfish Spurs fan out of the way, for him personally, I want him to leave because I want him to win the biggest honours that are available. He's got World Cup golden boots. He's got Premier League golden boots. He's got so many individual accolades. He's got tons of match balls from hat tricks, but he needs big honours.
Hold on. The League Cup, I've won that. It's a major honour.
What? You could have a latte out of that small cup. You could drink it and hold it with one hand. I'm not doing that. Like, he wants the big things. He wants big ears, Champions League. He wants the Premier League trophy. That's what he wants and what he deserves.
Is he the best player in the world?
Not in the world, because Messi's still there, Ronaldo's still there, but he's better. He's the best out of these three.
You think he's better than Mbappe and Haaland?
Right now, he is better than Mbappe and Haaland. I think for the future, like we said, they're the younger generation. We talked about Lewandowski. He's about 32, 33, 31. I don't know. Yeah. He's on that side of 30. Harry Kane's still 27, so he's in between. I think he's better than them two right now. I mean, I could bring up the stats. You know me,
Statman. Come on, I want to hear him.
Kane, 17 goals, 13 assists in the Premier League. That's a goal involvement total of 30. Mbappe, 20 goals, 6 assists. That's 26 in Ligue 1. Some people call that a farmers league, but, that's their opinion. And Haaland, 21 goals, 4 assists. Not really a team player. 25 goal involvements. So out of all of them in a team sport, this ain't boxing. This ain't tennis. This is a team sport. Harry Kane not only does his work and is joint top scorer in his league, the Premier League, the best league out of these three, but he also brings in Son, who has like 14 goals and he's assisted about 10 of them. So Harry Kane is the complete striker, the most complete player out of these three. And I think the one thing that sets him apart from these three, in my opinion, even more than the ability and the accolades, is just literally his footballing IQ. I think his footballing brain is way more developed than these other two players. And you could put that down to age and experience, but the reality is he has that right now. He sees the game from a bird's eye view, 360, total view, and he's on a completely different level from them.
So I told you he'd be good at this.
Yeah, very
right?
good.
He's Mr. Statman, right?
Yep.
This is what he does. He comes out of all this spill and all this stuff down. But what he doesn't realise is he hasn't played the game.
That's true.
We have.
That is very true.
Now, if you're talking about a player that you want to play with and who you want in your side as your number 9, who's your man?
Haaland. 100% Haaland. I don't see, as a centre forward, I don't think you need to be doing the assist. You don't want your centre forward assisting players. You want them scoring goals. And if you talk about a forward that's going to score goals and goals only, he once scored 9 goals in the FIFA Under-20 club tournament when he was about 17. I mean,
who was the opposition?
Honduras. It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant.
San Marino last night, no one scored 9 goals. It doesn't matter that you have to put it in the back of the net. He's got 33 goals in 31 games this season. He's 20. He's 6'4". He makes the football pitch look like a basketball court when he runs around. It looks tiny.
Yeah,
he is just pure power. I
does.
think he has an incredible future.
Now, Alan Shearer was someone that you played with, Darren. Now, where do these... One, what a player to play with, and what was it like to play with him? But where does he kind of rank amongst these types of players?
Well, Shearer's the best out-and-out goal scorer, in my opinion. It's proven 260 Premier League goals is incredible. And you've got to remember, he played a good few years in the old First Division as well, which went before it was the Premier League. So if that was the Prem then, he'd have even more goals. So he was incredible to play with. I remember a time, it was one of my first games, I made a mistake and it cost a goal, and he just saved me with 2 unbelievable goals. I was in the game when he scored against Chelsea, when he just bullied Desai and banged it in the top corner.
Yeah.
That guy could just get you out of trouble. Haaland, even Kane, they're heading that way in terms of goal scoring. Kane, I agree with you, Craig. If he wants any chance of breaking that record of Shearer's, I think he has to leave and go to maybe a Man City or someone like that, where he's going to get so many chances.
He's got 160 goals right now, and he's another 100 to equal
How many
Shearer.
seasons is that? What he's like? I mean, who said that? Andros Townsend said 20 plus every season.
5
so that's
seasons.
another 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's growing old, injuries as well.
Well, the problem I think Harry Kane's going to have is as he gets older, when he gets to 30, is that ankle injury.
He's injury prone, isn't he?
He's injury prone. He does pick them up, but I mean, it's there for him. It's there for him. I don't think he can do it if he stays at Tottenham, though.
Nah, I agree.
You know, if he goes to a Man City or a Man United, then I think it's potentially an offer for him.
You play for Tottenham. Is it enough to be Tottenham's record goal scorer? Is that enough for
No,
Harry Kane?
no, it's not. And I don't think, and Craig knows him better than I do in terms of his ambitions and his mind. And he said before, Craig, he's ambitious, right?
Yeah.
He wants to win things. And I think he done an interview 3-4 years ago saying, if I'm not winning things at Spurs in the next 3 seasons, I will look to move on. He hasn't. So, it's getting to that point where I do believe that it is time for him potentially
League Cup, is that enough, Craig?
No,
No,
It's
not for a player that quality. No, and you don't get from. Let's be real. When we talk about, it depends what you want to be. We saw in a documentary when he said he wants to be Messi, Ronaldo. If you want to be the icon, if you want to end up with a FIFA icon card, so that I can play with you in 10 years from now, you need to be winning the biggest accolades. There's no 2 ways about it.
Another player, obviously, Mbappe. I mean, watch it. People say, France, Farmers League, but he does it on the big stage as well. I mean, he's already won the World Cup. Which is incredible to do that at his age. I think he's already done 100 goals, which is another record that he broke, I see the other day. So he's another player, in my opinion, who is top of the pile. Are we going to see Haaland and Mbappe taking over from Ronaldo and Messi?
Potentially. Yeah, I do agree, though. I think Messi is still here. Ronaldo is still here. They're still on good form. All right, Juventus are not doing fantastic with Ronaldo, but he is still doing what he has to do. So he is still top of his game, and so is Messi. But these two, more so than Harry Kane, I believe, because they're younger. They've got age on their side. Harry Kane needs to move on. We've already said that. He needs to do more. England need to potentially get to a final to make him known as the great. The one thing for Haaland, and no disrespect to anyone, the country, Norway, I don't think are going to be competing a lot in terms of big trophies.
Does that stop you becoming a great? If you looked at the likes of Maradona or people, Harry Kane could win the Euros, right? No disrespect to Norway, but they're not going to compete at the top. Mbappe's already won the World Cup. Does that stop you from being classed as a great because you can't do it on the international stage?
Not so much a great, Craig. I don't think you could still be a great, but to be, like you said, an icon like Maradona, like Pele, people like that, they have gone and won the biggest trophies.
Yeah, I agree. And then you look at Ronaldo, Portugal obviously are better than Norway, but he kind of dragged them to win that Euros, even though he didn't play in the final. Ronaldo, he was on the sideline giving all the instructions. But, if you're that level, you can even get them to maybe win a Euros or something. Or if you're, like Gareth Bale got Wales to the semi-finals in the Euros in 2016. Yeah. So, Haaland might have to do something like that, get them at least far in a competition if he's that good.
Yeah.